So uh, before we have discussed about text properties, right? So after text properties, completing the text properties, uh, we have seen that color properties, like color, how we can apply that color properties and that uh, pixels, EMs. So we have seen that different type of examples we have seen for that. And next, the next property is font properties. So in that font property, first one is important thing is font family. Okay. So we already discussed about font family means generally we have font family Arial. Arial is the default font size for every browser. Okay, if that Arial font family will not supported by that browser, so how we will write generally? See, this is font, right? Okay, this is the font, right? This is heading. This is the general font. Now, what is the font applied for this text H1 means we can check here. We can go to the computed. Okay, here if you see that font size, font weight, everything you can see here. Okay, and text align, text shadow, font weight, font size, and the font family is here didn't mention because of that. So the default font size is the browser font size, that is Times New Roman. Okay, Times New Roman is applied here. So this is the Times New Roman font family, default family. Sometimes that if some browsers will give Arial font size. If you want to give the Arial, actually Times New Roman is default. If you are not giving, Times New Roman will come. So if you are giving like that, how we can give font family Arial. Okay, Arial, Helvetica, Sans serif. What is these three types means? First one is this is the font family only. Arial is the one type of font family. Okay, font family means the the font is belongs to which font family. Okay, font family means that is a group of fonts actually. In that Arial only we have Arial regular, Arial bold, like that we have. So that all belongs to the font family Arial. Okay, and if you are giving Helvetica also one of the font family only. Why Arial comma Helvetica I have written means sometimes Arial browser, Arial, that font is not supported by that browser. Sometimes Safari or Opera browsers won't support that Arial font. In that cases, Helvetica is there, right? That will render. Okay, that font will be rendered in the browser. So backward compatibility purpose, we are using we are writing Arial comma Helvetica comma sans serif. Sans serif also one font family only. Okay, sans serif. If you open the paint, you can see that different type of fonts. Okay, how the font will be look. What I am doing, I am writing here. Okay, suppose I'm taking some 18 pics. Arial. Okay, Arial means the text Arial font. Okay, the text will look like this actually. If you see that in our browser, this font and that font is different, right? This font and this font. Okay, this font and this font is different. Actually, here I told you, right? Times New Roman is applied, right? Times New Roman. If I'm applying that Times New Roman, sorry, we need to select that and we need to apply Times New Roman. Okay, this is Times New Roman. Here I think it is applied paragraphs. It is applied different font family. Here Arial it is applied. You can see it's for font family Arial it is applied because from code I have applied a Arial. If you remove that, see here, this font family and this font family is same because the Times New Roman is applying. From if you are not giving that, right? So if you are giving the font family to the Arial now, Arial Helvetica Sans serif for paragraph also, where it is that. So font family Arial is there. Okay. For paragraph font family Arial and for H1 also font family Arial Helvetica I have written. If I reload that, I got both are font families Arial I got. Okay. This is the Arial font family. Okay. Arial. For Arial Helvetica, you can apply some different fonts also. You can apply. You can check. These are the default font family, right? So here, Franklin Gothic Medium. This is also one font family only. If I'll refresh, you can see that this is heading. You can change it, right? This is heading. It is little bold and text, how the way of rendering text is changed. Now we'll apply another. Okay, some Sejo UI. This is like a little bit, this see, little bit bigger text is came. Next, we'll see with Cambria. Cambria, it is also looking good only. Okay, see this, like this, it will, it is rendering that Cambria text. Okay, and we have this. You can apply any Courier New. This is also cursive like this one. Okay, like this type. Typing we have, right, typewriters. They will use this font only. Okay, this is heading. This font only, it will come actually. Courier New font. And we have like different cursive. Okay, if you want cursive font, I think it is supporting not. See, like this it is coming. Okay, cursive. We have sans serif. I told you, right? Serif. Next, Georgia Times New Roman. Okay. Like this, it is changing, right? Like that, we can apply the different font families. Times New Roman, Arial, Helvetica, sans serif, Lucida, sans. These are the fonts only. Based on your website, you can decide like how font family, what the font family you want. Like that, you can decide. Trebuchet. Someone specify this also. Trebuchet. It will also look good. So someone will use for this also. They will use. Okay. This is also looking good. Little good only. So they will use some that. This also. But then at sans serif. This one also, like, let's see, changing, right? Color little bit only, but the way of that is small text only, you can't. But if you are using that in big paragraph things, you can see the difference actually. Okay. Next, uh, so in that font families are there, right? Default font families are there, right? Oh, you can check with like what are the different font families. From here also you can check here. Vardhana sans serif is there, right? Here cursive, see here emoji, fantasy, okay, monospace. Like this you can apply. Here also you can check and you can apply. Here also you will get actually different type of serif. This one, system UI monospace, UI rounded. Okay, UI sans serif only, right? Because of that. Okay, here like this it will give. Next, these are the default font families that are not looking good for you. So you want to download the font from any website. You can Google Fonts. We have one website is there. There you can go and you can download that. Okay, Google Fonts. So we have already downloaded, right? Google Font. So Google Fonts. From here you can. So we can download one font. Okay. So can we download this one? I think it will come or not. Some Google Fonts are paid in this, but some are free. Yesterday, I think on Friday we have downloaded one Calibri. That will look good actually. Calibri font. In our websites, we are using that only. So this one, okay, dancing script. We'll download like this. Okay, we'll try this font. Download fan family means it will download. Show in folder. I'm cutting this here. Going to the your training. Here I'm pasting that. Okay, next. I'm extracting all. Means it will extract here. Now the font is static. Where is that? In that dancing script static, we have these four font families, right? So what I'm doing now, I want to apply this medium is there, right? So dance script medium, this font I want to include in my website. How we can include, we can see now. So to include font family, first we are removing this. Okay. At the rate font face, we have this one. Okay. And here, first one is we need to write font family. What is that font family? I'm writing dancing script. Okay. Dancing. What is that name? Dancing script. Okay. That is the font family. Okay. SRC, it is next step. Okay. SRC URL. Okay. Here URL. And then in this, you can give that URL is no suggestions it is giving. No problem. What we'll do. First one is dancing script, right? We'll take this. It is in the same folder, right? Dancing script slash static slash in that dancing script static. Okay. Like this one, medium, right? I'm copying this and pasting here dot ttf. Font families mostly will come with the dot ttf. Okay. Truly typed font. Okay. Truly typed font. We'll call that as a truly typed font. That is TTF. That is the .html, .css like that for font families. That TTF is the font family. We have another also, the web, that's web font. That are different. Here from Google Fonts we are downloading means you will get mostly .ttf files. Okay, this is done. Now font family dancing script is done. Now for H1, I'm going to give that font family now. Font family, how will give? Font family, same way. There I have written how, same way, dancing script. Okay, done. This again, I'm copying this. We'll see any text and nothing is there. Now we'll go to the here. If I'll refresh, okay, done. For paragraph, if I'll apply, you can see the difference. Okay. Okay. Here, font family area I have given, right? So instead of that font family, dancing script I'm giving. Okay. So you can see that. Okay, we have downloaded right successfully like that. Uh, that default fonts, if you are if you are like to use the default font families, that you can use Arial, Vardhana Sans Serif. Okay, and next we have Times New Roman. We have okay Trebuchet MS. We have that is also looking good only. Calibri, Cambria. These are the font families available actually. If you want to use that font families, you can use. But you don't want that to go font families, then I told you, right? Google Fonts. We have option here, Google Fonts. Google will provide you some default fonts. That fonts you can download for free. Some of the fonts you can download for freely. Some of the fonts that are paid, that paid you can need to pay like $5, $10 like that. We have that font from that are there. You can pay that and you can use that. Okay. So here we can see here Google Fonts. Go to Google Fonts. You have different type of fonts. I taken that one, right? You can take another font family and you can use. You can try. So here this is different. This is different, right? So based on that, see here. I have taken the dance script medium, right? Dance script bold also there, right? So to use that, what we need to do instead of here, what I did here, dance script medium, right? I will take the dance script bold. Okay, bold is there. So I'll go to here. I'll refresh. See, little bold came. Okay, previous it is different, and now it is different. Medium and regular, you can see that difference. You can see for the regular. Little bit light will come. You can see that little bit light. regular, medium, bold, like that you can apply for the little bit. You can take some another font and you can check that difference. Okay, so this is about, okay, this is about the font families. Next one is font style. Okay, so I'm removing this because with this you can't check anything. Here font family dance script is there, right? That you need to comment that. Okay, and for paragraph also you need to comment that. So here you will get, if this font is not available, right, then the default font family is there, that will apply here in that cases. Font hyphen family, right? Font family, I'm taking Arial only. Okay, now I have saved that. Next, the next CSS property is font style. So font style italic we have, okay? If you want that style as a italic, you can give that, okay? Then it will, the text will be turned like this, italic. Okay, that italic font weight, font style is italic. Like that, we have different font, normal, italic, normal. We have these two only. Okay, normal, italic, italic, normal. Font style means, okay. Font variant. We have one more property is font variant. Here you will get like small caps. Okay, font variant, small caps. See now, small caps means how it is rendered. Okay, all will get capital letters only, but if that letters is in the small capital letters. Okay, this is font variant and default. Default we have normal. Okay, normal font. Normal means like this it will come. Small caps means we have seen that now. Just now we have seen that. Small caps means like this it will render. And font style done right. Font variant also done right. Next, font variant, font size. Font size, I think already discussed about the font size. Uh, Based on the we have given the font size in the three ways we can give. One is like directly we can give 20 pixels. Okay. Otherwise, another way is font size. Okay, font size like 1 em. Okay, 1 em like that you need to give. Otherwise, font size here 300%, like 200%. So we already discussed about this 200%. So what is this 200% means? First, I think these 20 pixels, 20 pixels, this 200% it is applied. Have commented this and I'm uncommenting the 1 em. So 1 em is default font, it will come. 12 pixels, I think 14 pixels are there, that font will come. 2 em is little big, 28 pixels now. 2 em is 28 pixels. Like that, if you want to give 1.5 em, you can give 1.5 em. Like that, you need to check and you can give 1.2 em. Okay, like that you need to give. This is for font size one in ems, and font size in percentages means, so 100% means default 14 pixels, 200% means 28 pixels, like that. Okay. Now 200% is applied. If you want only 150%, like that you can give 150% font. Okay, 110%. And 100% means, so you know that default 14 pixels is there, right? That will apply. And if you want in the small, like only if 7 pixels or 8 pixels, in that case 50%. Okay, then it is become little small. That is about font size property. Okay, font size is we can apply anything. This is simple only. So for now, I'm uncommenting this. Okay, 20 pics I'm applying. Okay, 20 pics now. Okay, text transform. Have you discussed the text transform? Text transform property. Uppercase. Uppercase. Sorry, guys. Okay, text transform uppercase. Uppercase means you can see already it is in uppercase, right? That will come if text transform lowercase. Okay, lowercase will come. Okay, here small caps is there, right? Because of that. A small case. Okay, all will become small. Uppercase, lowercase. Uppercase means all will become uppercase. Okay, the text all will become uppercase, lowercase. Normal means how we have given that like that only same thing will come. Okay, this is text transform property. Actually, in that text, we have skipped the concept, I think, text transform property. So with this, we have covered two type of properties. One is text properties and font properties. Next, the next important in the CSS is so the next concept actually. This is next important concept in the CSS is box model. So we are going into the paint. To understand this, we need actually paint support. Okay, so I'm taking now one box. Okay, and okay, now so you need to try to understand that. I'll explain you. Okay, so this is representing the box. Okay, this is representing the box. So we are going to discuss about the concept is box model. So if you are writing one paragraph or anything, means one div or one paragraph, one h1 tag, one h2 tag, that h1 we will call this as a one elements, right? We will call in HTML. One h1 means one h element. One paragraph means one element. One div means one element only. So for that, every element, span, paragraph tag, any tag, you can take any like bold tag, italic tag, strong tag. Every tag has a this box model. Every tag has this box, internal box. We can't see that box, but it will exist. So to specify, you have drawn this simple example. So first element width. So for divs I am applying, right? I'm applying that width 300 pixels and 200 pixels width is applying, right? Okay. So that width will be here. Okay. When what will happen if I'll applying the padding? Padding is one property which will adjust the content inside of the element. Okay, adjust the content inside of the element. Okay, understand this concept. Padding means if you are given 10 pix padding means you have total 300 pix width. You have given 300 pix. Now what will happen in that 300 pix only? This padding will also adjust. The 10 pix padding also will adjust. Okay, so now the element width, now it will reduce, right? Some width, we are discussing about width. So if you are applying the padding 10 pix means it will apply four sides. Okay, it will apply here. That if I am applying 10 pix, right, it will apply 10 pix here, here. Okay, here also it will apply 10 pix, and here also it will apply. Next, here also that 10 pix will apply. Now what will happen if I applied the 10 pix padding? I applied padding is the one property uh, which will adjust the content. Otherwise, sometimes buttons are there, right? You need to show the buttons bigger. In that case, we will use paddings only. Okay, we can increase the width and height. That is also good, but instead of that, if you increase the padding, that will look good actually. Okay, so that because of that padding property we will use. I will show you directly. Okay, then you can understand the padding property. Now, so then if I'm applying the 10 pix padding means what it will do, that element width is totally here initially. Without when I'm not giving the padding width, then element width is 300 pix. Okay. When if I didn't apply the padding 10 pix, when I applied the padding 10 pix, what will happen then? So what will happen here? You can see that when I have applied the padding 10 pix property, 280 pix, but 280 pix will be the content width then. Okay, that element width will be now 280 pix. Why? Because that padding is taken 10 pix here, left to 10 pix. Okay, left to 10 pix, it is this 10 pix and this 10 pix. So, so element width is adjusted now. Okay, inner element, the element which is width is adjusted now. So 10 plus 10 pix plus 10 pix, 20 pix plus 280, 300, right? So actual element width is came right like that. If you give 20 pix means 20 plus 20, 40. 40 means then element width is 260 pix. Like that it will arrange. Okay, when you are going to apply the padding, but when you are applying the border means it won't affect the width of the element. Okay, it will apply on the top of the element. It will apply on the top of the element. So if you applied border 5 pix, okay, you applied the border 5 pix border. So border 5 pix you have applied. So then here it will apply 5 pix. Okay, here it will apply the 5 pix. Okay, here it will apply the 5 pix. Here also it will apply the 5 pix. Okay, so if I applied the 5 pix border means here also 5 pix border apply and top and bottom also 5 pix border will apply. Okay, and the top 5 pix and the bottom 5 pix, left 5 pix, right 5 pix. Okay, four sides 5 pix border is applied. So then if you are applying the border 5 pix, then what will happen? The element width is 300 pix, right? Then this left side 5 pix and right side 5 pix, it will added that 10 pix to the actual element it will add it. Okay, then the width of the element now 10 pix. Okay, you can see the differences actually. What is the differences between padding, border, margin? If you understand the differences between these three, easily you can apply in the real time. So we'll apply it there also, we'll see. Now you understand that right concept. So the 5 pix border is it's not affect the element width. Actual element width it will not apply. Just it will add the that 5 pix left and right. If you are talking about width means left and right. If you are talking about height means that element height here 300 pix, right? And element height is in internally like 200 pix you have given. So and that 10 pix padding if you are giving means then height will be it will reduce, right? 180 pix height it will reduce to the 180 pix. Okay, height we are talking about height because the 10 pix on the top and 10 pix on the bottom padding is adjusted. So in the border if you are talking about the element height, if your border 5 pix 5 pix 10 pix, in that case height is 210 pix. Okay, like that it will happen. Then coming to the next concept is margin property. So margin, if you are applying the 10 pix margin means, okay, 10 pix margin. Four sides, you are applying the 10 pix margin. So 10 pix. I have applied the margin of 10 pix, both sides. And four sides you have applied. Then the element width won't affect. Okay, element width as it is only. Okay, as it is that 310 pix, right? After applying the border, that only width. It will not apply any changes to that margin. Where it will apply that margin means, so I have one you can tell one H1 tag is there. Beside one more, I kept one more tag. Okay. First suppose you can take one button. Okay. Simple example, you can take one button and beside I have taken one more button. Two buttons are there, right? It will sit beside one by side, it's at. Then I have applied the margin 10 pix. Then what will happen if that button is in the right side? Then that right side button is there, right? That right side button will move right 10 pix to the right. So it will that margin is applied for the next element. It will move margin 10 pix means on the top you have any element that will move little bit top. If your bottom is there, right? That will down little. It will move the element little bit down. Okay, so margin left also, if you have any other element in the left, that will move little bit left. Okay, little bit left 10 pix it will move. So it will that 10 pix margin is will destroy the adjacent elements, adjacent and sibling elements. So it won't touch the inner element. Whatever we have applied the element there, right? That element with width or placement, it won't affect actually. It will side the previous elements, and it will also automatically it will also move, right? If we are moving that left 10 pix means it will also move little bit left 10 pix. Like that it will move. Like that we can arrange the margin. So margins are used to mostly for placement purpose. Paddings are mostly used to convince the elements like pattern is there, right? So I'll show you that padding, margin and borders. Okay. So this is the concept of padding, margin and border. Okay. First on the top of the element, you can see the padding will there and that border is there. On the top of margin will get. Okay. We'll get margin. For every element, we'll have all these properties. Now we'll go to the Fox model, this one. So we'll go to the browser now. I'll show you that. See here. Okay. For every element, you can see this. I have selected H1 tag, right? Paragraph, okay? Anything, any element, we have this box model. So for H1, you can see that default, this margin 21 is there, right? That is default actually. Border, not applied border. And padding, don't apply. So actual width is this. Okay. So now we'll take one div and we'll apply the padding, margin and borders. We'll see now how the actual content is changing. Okay. For that purpose, what we'll do, we'll take CSS box model, one more, we'll take one more file we'll take, but it's because that is important. So already existing properties, everything we are removing, not required, everything. Okay. Now I'm saving with. Okay. This one is CSS box model .html. So our Excel we can. Now div. I have taken one div. Inside that, just I'm giving the content. Okay, just I have written the content. Now we'll go to the style and I'm targeting div. For that div, initially I'm giving the width, some 300 pixels. Okay, height I'm giving the some 200 pixels. So to look some variant, I'm giving the background color. So background color I'm giving you brown. Will give. Now we'll go to the browser and we'll see that how it will be rendered in the browser. Where is that? Okay. Okay, this is not that, right? So what we'll do? We'll go to the UI training. Okay, here CSS box model. So we got nice one box we got. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm inspecting that. Okay. I have taken here. So instead of that, we'll take side. Up to here, right? And then go to the computed. Okay, computed, then you will see that here, sorry, in the CSS, not in HTML, little bit up. Now actually 300 pixels and 200 pixels is there, right? So actual width and height are 300 and 200 pixels. Now we are going to apply the padding. So now I'm going to apply the padding. Padding is some 20 pixels I'm applying. Okay. Now I told you, right, if you are applying the 20 pixels means it will apply left, right, top, bottom. Now if you can refresh, see now, the actual content width is not changed. That 300 by 200 is still there. It is adjusted inside this content before it is here, right? Here, right? Content is, if you can observe that content, it is on here. Okay. Now what will happen now? That content is moved inside because we are applying the padding inside. So inside it is adjusted. So padding 20 pixels. If you are giving me now the content is adjusted inside in that width and height only. So see, up to here only this content is there, but inside that content is adjusted here. But the content moved inside. So that 10 pixels padding is applied inside of the element. So this is the element. Up to here only that element is there. Okay, up to here only that element is there. So adjusted, the content is adjusted inside that. Okay. Padding means inside the content, inside the content, whatever you have, that content is there, right? That content will adjust inside of the given width and height. So it won't affect for the next element, sibling elements, the side elements. So what I'm doing, another div I'm taking. Okay. So for I'm applying class, div class. This is div2. Okay. For this, I'm taking div class div1. Okay. So inline block, I'll apply. I will tell you inline block properties. Okay. So div only for these paddings, and we'll apply the. So for both divs, I have applied that only. These are two divs actually. You can't see the difference now. This is one div, and this is second div. Dot div1. I'm going to apply the. So instead of that here content, we can give div1. Here div2. Now you'll see the difference. Okay, this is div1 and this is div2. We don't have given anything, right? The padding means, as we already saw, that it will adjust the content inside that width and height, it will adjust inside this. So inside the content is adjusted, 10 pixels it is applied, left, right, bottom, top. It is applied. Now I'm applying the border. Okay, border 2 pixels. Okay, 2 pixels solid. Yes, C. Now, okay. So I told you, right, on the top of the element, the border will apply. So now border is applied. 5 pixels. If I apply 5 pixels, you can see that border is color will change. Uh, Gray color to some another color will give. 5 pixels solid, some blue I'm giving. Okay. That border properties, display properties, we'll discuss later. And first, you can see that difference. So for div1, I have applied the border 5 pixels solid blue. So you can see on the top of the element that border is applied. Still, that second element is there, right? It won't move, right? Means still it is with the div1 only. You want to move that div2 element is there, right? I told you, right? To move the next element or sibling elements, we need to use the margin. Now, if I am applying the margin, what is happening? You can see now. 10 pixels I am applying. Instead of that, 20 pixels will apply. Now you can see that margin. So left 20 pixels moved and right 20 pixels moved, bottom also 20 pixels moved this element. Div2 elements, it is disturbed this div2 element, and div2 element is moved down because it is applied the margin around the content. It is applied that space, 20 pixels space, and it is moved that element also. Here this 20 pixels space came, right? Because of that, this div2 is down, slided down 20 pixels. Okay, little bit down. It came to the little bit down. So that is the margin property. Padding means internally it will apply. Internally the element will apply. So border means on the top the element it will apply. Margin means so around of the content, around of the element, that the margin will apply. Okay, padding, margin, and border. Clearly, you can take button. So input type, you can remove all this. You can apply here very clear. Put type equal to button and value. We have submit and value submit. Yes, that's enough. Here you are going to apply all the properties and you can see clearly, you will see the difference. Input type button and submit. Now submit button, reset button. Okay. Now content is there, right? Submit is there, right? I need to give the inline the so up to here the button is there, right? Inside the this is element, actual element. So inside that element only I need to give around some space internally only, not outside. Internally only, in around of the this is called content actually. Entire we will call as the element and content is submitted. So around the content, you want some space. Around the element you want space, margin. Around the content you want space, means padding. Now for the button, directly you will take, right, input of type, input of type button. For this you are going to applying the padding. So padding 10 pixels you are applying, because left side 10 pixels and right side also 10 pixels will apply, and top and bottom also. For both buttons, I didn't apply it for only one button. Both buttons I have applied. You can see that difference. Okay? 10 pixels around the content, 10 pixels it is applied. So around the content, the 10 pixels it is applying. Submit top 20 pixels, bottom 20 pixels, left 20 pixels. You can see that difference actually. If you inspect this, you cannot see that 20 pixels. This is the padding actually. Okay. Around of the content it is there, right? Around of the content. Around of the content, that padding is adjusted now. Border is 2 pixels. That is default now. So if you now you are going to apply the border 2 pixels. Instead of that 5 pixels will apply. Solid, some brown we have seen, right? That brown only border will apply. Now if I'll refresh, okay, we got the border 5 pixels. So here, this is the border. Okay, this is the border property. Now you can see that still you are applying the padding and the border. The two elements are in the same place only. Okay, that two elements are same place only. But in this case, you want to move this reset is there, right? You want to move this reset little bit right side. Okay, submit button and reset button, in that you want some gap. Okay, and here also you want some gap. Now margin you can apply 10 pixels and see the beauty. So it is moved the right side 10 pixels and this is moved left side 10 pixels. Because of that, this much gap came. So now that element is adjusted very clearly and neatly, right? So the space around the element now changed. You can see the margin. Okay, this is the margin property. So after completing this, now we'll see the shorthand properties we have. So what I'm doing here, directly I'm applying padding 20 pixels, margin 20 pixels, right? Actually, this is a shorthand property, margin padding. But actually, how we need to write, right? I'm telling how we need to write padding hyphen left 20 pixels. Okay. Write 20 pixels. We need to write like this. Top padding top 20 pixels, padding bottom. So actually we need to write like this, but instead of this, actually all sides are four sides are equal, right? So for that, instead of four sides are equal, so we can write like this also, shorthand property actually. For this shorthand property is padding. Just instead of writing this like a padding top 20 pixels, padding left 20 pixels, padding right 20 pixels, padding bottom 20 pixels. So instead of writing four lines, in one line also we can write like this. Okay, padding 20 pixels. Okay. So anyone, like we have one more shorthand property is there. That is, we will give for left and right, one proper left and right is there, right? If I'll write like 20 picks and 10 picks. So in this case, what will happen? This 20 picks is there, right? So for top and bottom, 20 picks will apply. Okay, top and bottom. First 20 picks will represent top and bottom. Certain properties. You can remember this. Padding 20 picks and padding 20 picks space 10 picks means this is shorthand property. 20 picks it will apply for top and bottom. You can write down this. But these 10 picks will apply for left and right. So if I'll refresh this, you can see top and bottom 20 picks applied. Left and right only 10 picks applied. So reverse that. Okay, reverse it. Top and bottom I'm applying 10 picks and right and left I'm applying the 20 picks. Now you can see the difference. Okay, top and bottom 10 picks applied and right and left 20 picks applied. Okay, so that is the shorthand property, top and bottom. Now one more is there. So now you will get one more doubt. Four are there, right? Padding left you don't want 20 picks. So padding left you want 10 picks, padding right you want 20 picks, padding top you want 20 picks, bottom you want 30 picks. For four sides, four different paddings you need to apply for the four sides. Okay, four sides, four different. In that case, we have one more shorthand property is first. In that first we are applying the 10 picks top. This is clockwise, top and then right. If I'm giving 20 picks means right side. Okay, and bottom, top. Okay, this is top and right and bottom. So 10 picks and left, then left, right, clockwise, like this clockwise. First top it will apply and next 20 picks is right, and 10 picks is bottom and next 20 picks is for right side. Okay, same, it is same because that previous also same. Now I'm changing to top 20 picks and right side also 20 picks, left side also, bottom also 20 picks and left side. Instead of that here I am changing to the 10 picks. I'm reversing now. Now top 20 picks and right side 10 picks, bottom 20 picks, left side is 10 picks. You can see that difference. Okay. So these are the shorthand properties. First one is padding 10 picks, means it will apply four sides 10 picks. Second one is 10 picks space 20 picks, means 10 picks top and bottom, 20 picks is left and right. The next shorthand properties 20 picks, 10 picks, 20 picks, 10 picks, like that it will apply. So you understood, right? These shorthand properties. So first one is top, right side and bottom, and this is left side. Similar way. Okay, these about border, right? First one is border. This is also shorthand properties only for border. Border 5 pixels. We need to write like this actually. Border 5 pixels means border width. Border width 5 pixels. Border width is 5 pixels. Means around of the content, the border around on top of the content border will come, right? So border width 5 pixels and border color. Border color. Here we're applying the brown. And next border style. Okay, border style. Border style. What we are applying? Solid we have applied, right? So these three are represent the borders. It is same, but if you are changing the border color here, green. Now you can see that border color change to the green color. Here we have border style. Instead of that solid, we have dashed. Okay, dashed border. You want to dash it. So the dashed border will come. Instead of the solid border, I'm applying the dashed border. Okay. And we have dotted border. You can see dot 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 will come. Okay, border dot 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 border will come. So that is border style. So instead of these three properties, so we have shortcut property border directly border. First one is width 5 pixels and then style. Border style is dotted. Okay, dotted and border color green color you can apply. So this is the shorthand properties for border. So this is same. Okay, this is same. Border 5 pixels dotted blue. This is border property. You can remember all these properties. Today all class is important only. This padding, margin, border. Okay, these are the important concept. This box model only itself important concept. If you are understand this box model, 60% of the box CSS will be easy for you. And we have two more properties are there actually in display properties and position properties. If you learn that too, including this box model, 60% it will cover actually, including all these. And remaining 20% are this. Uh, we have that width properties, height properties, text properties, font properties, and along that we have some media queries are there. Media queries is 10%, and 10, in the 10% only these all will come actually. Animations will come. Okay, transitions, those all will come in the 10% only. But that 60% I told you, right? Display property, position property, float property, and this box model all will cover in the 60%. So probably this week we will complete the CSS. Today and tomorrow and after tomorrow, the 3 days. 3 days we will cover the 60%. Today box model is this one, right? Today we are covering the box model, and tomorrow is the so margin also same like these shorthand properties will have. Okay, margin top 10 pixels same we have like 10 pixels. How we are writing the padding same way we will writing the margin also. And so padding, margin, border, these three properties are all right. Tomorrow we are going to see the display properties. Display important properties actually. Display properties, then position property and float property. Float. Okay. These three with these three and this box model. It will cover 60% of our CSS will be dependent on this only. Every CSS will be dependent on these properties only. If you know this means out of 10, how much rate yourself means you can tell 60%. How much tell 6. You can tell I have knowledge and CSS is 6% knowledge you have. Okay, that and the remaining I told you right for 20% for 20% CSS media queries that you need to learn that media queries means for different type of devices. So we'll target that device and how that we are writing the styles in that specific width like specific viewport that is comes under the 20%. So in the 20% and the remaining 20%, 10% we will cover the properties like text properties, font properties. Okay, and we'll have other properties also. Some small properties are there for lists, table styling, list styling. So these all will comes under that 10% only. This remaining 10%, the CSS advanced topics are like CSS animations. Okay, so, some shadow properties like shadows. Okay, and box shadow, and some you will have some transition effects. Okay, so that will comes under the 10%. So if you learn all this means you will, so 100% of CSS you will get knowledge on 100% CSS. So that is about the CSS class. So tomorrow we'll discuss about display properties. So we'll see tomorrow. Okay, bye everyone.